Hey everyone. So I hope you all are doing good. So guys, in last lecture we have done question number 15 from decision making, and today we'll do two questions from the CMA final study material pertaining to decision making. So let's move to the material. So we'll start with question number 18. Hold a minute, guys. So I hope you guys are understanding the concepts which we are doing in the class. Uh, Basically, the purpose of solving all these questions are just to make you understand with the different type of concepts which could be there in the uh, examination. So on different concepts, the question can be asked. So that's why we are doing the different type of questions. Uh, how the questions can be basically the data would be changed, but the base of the question would almost be similar. If you do all the questions which are there in the material, I hope you would be able to understand the topic in detail. So yeah, yes, so let's come to the book. So let's start with question number 18 today. So the operating result of BN Limited for the year 1981 were as under. So the company sells four products A, B, C, D in the ratio of 4 is to 1 is to 3 is to 2. Okay. So basically company sell four product and in this ratio. So basically total sale value is given to us and the ratio is given to us. So we can calculate basically what would be the sale value of each product. PV ratio is given to us. So PV ratio is 20 is to 20%, 6%, 12%, and 10%. Okay. Now the fixed overhead is given to us, which is 10 lakh. Raw material content of each product represent 50% of the respective variable cost. Okay, so raw material, basically nothing is given about raw material, but the question is saying that it would be 50% of the variable cost. Okay, forecast for the year 1982 is as under. So basically raw material cost is given to us 10%. The company has been able to obtain export quota of raw material of the value of 35 lakh. So basically in this question, we are having raw material in limitation because maximum value of raw material which would be available to us for the next year is 35 lakh. It is given here. So maximum raw material which would be available, it is the maximum quantity which would be available to us. Now the maximum sale potential of any of the above four product is 40% of 1981 sale value. So basically, we can do maximum 40% sale of 1981 sale value. So what is the 1981 sale value? You can say it is 80 lakhs, and one particular product can be sold maximum 40% of that 80 lakh. Okay, the company expect to secure an increase of 5% in the sale price. So an increase in the 5% of the selling price of all the product uniformly. So price can be increased. Price can be increased up to 5%. So the first question is prepare a statement showing profitability of 1981. So first it is asking about 1981 profitability. So let's solve this. Just a second. Yeah. So it is illustration 8. Okay, so it's asking us to present the statement showing profitability of 98 year. So the part A, statement of profitability. So there are four products A, B, C, and D. So the sale value. What is given about the sale value to us? So basically we are given that total sale value is 80 lakh and the ratio is given to us. So we can calculate the sale value of each product. So 80 multiplied by 4 by 10, since 4 plus 3 2 1, yeah, 10. So it would be 80 multiplied by 1 by 10. It would be 80 multiplied by 3 by 10 and 80 multiplied by 2 by 10. So it could be said as 32 lakh, 8 lakh, 24 lakh, and 16 lakh. Sale value is given to us. Now we are not given anything about the variable cost. Just a second. But we are given the PV ratio. Okay. So basically what we can do, we can directly calculate the contribution. Why I'm writing this, I'll tell you. Now, see, guys, we are given that PV ratio is this PV ratio figure is given to us. We are not given what is the variable cost. But one more detail is given to us that material cost is 50% of whatever the variable cost is. So what we can do in this question, we can simply calculate the contribution by using the PV ratio. What is PV ratio? Basically contribution upon sale multiplied by 100. So since PV ratio is 20%, suppose 20% is given for A. So what will be the contribution? So it would be, sorry, it would be 32 lakh multiplied by 20%. So it would be said as 6 lakh 40,000. In the similar way, 8 lakh multiplied by 6%. It can be said 24 lakh multiplied by 12%. So it would be 1,60,000. It would be, okay, let's calculate. It would be 48. And it would be 2,88,000. So basically we have calculated the contribution. Now let's come to working one. Basically what other data it is given to us. Okay, so after that we need to calculate, okay, so fixed cost. So yes, working note number 1, calculation of material cost and other variable overhead. So for A, B, C, and D, what would be the total variable cost? Total variable cost is simple. Basically, sale minus contribution would be the total variable cost. Okay, so for A you can say 32 lakh minus 6 lakh 40,000. It is the balancing figure. Balancing figure of this. So it would be 2560. 25 lakh 60,000. It would be 752. It would be 2112. And it would be 1440. Okay. Now material cost. What is given in the question related to material cost? Just read. So it is saying that material cost would be 50% of the total variable cost of the respective variable cost, you can say. So material cost would be 50%. So 50% of this. Okay. So for 25 lakh 60,000, 50% would be 12 lakh 80,000. For 752, 50% would be 376. For 2112, it would be 1056. And for 1440, it would be 7. So other variable cost, it would also be 12 lakh 80,000, 376, 10 lakh 56,000, and 7 lakh 20,000. Write it here. It would be 376, 1056. And the last would be 7 lakh 20,000. And other variable cost. Okay, so this data we have calculated. Now, other thing would be, so total contribution. What would be the total contribution? It would be 288. It would be 1136. So basically we got the figure of total contribution. Now what is the fixed cost? Fixed cost is 10 lakh. So the net profit, it would be 1 lakh 36,000. So this is the answer of first question. Okay, now come to the second. What is the second? What is the B part? In B part, it is asking set a product mix to maximize the profit in 1982. So basically, we are asked to set a product mix so that the profit can be maximized. Now, how will we do that? So we know one data that the raw material is available in limited quantity. Okay, now since the raw material is available in the limited quantity, what we needed to do? Basically, we needed to utilize a raw material in that way, so that the profit can be basically the contribution can be maximized. So basically, we need to calculate contribution per unit of raw material. Now, since the units of raw material is not given to us, so what we needed to do, we needed to calculate raw material contribution per rupee of raw material. So what would be the contribution per rupee of raw material? So let's calculate the B part, calculation of uh, calculation of ranking, in which units to be produced. Oh, not units, in which this product to be produced. So basically, what is the ranking? There are four material: A, B, C, and D. Okay, so let's calculate. What is the contribution? What is the contribution? The contribution is 640, 48, 6 lakh, 40,000, 48,000, 288, and 160. Raw material. What is the raw material? It is 1280, 376, 1056, and 720. So contribution per rupee of raw material, it would be 0.5. Calculate for that. 48 divided by 376. It would be 0.1276. And next it would be 0.2727. Next would be 0.22. So basically, contribution per rupee of raw material we have calculated. Now, since we are getting maximum contribution per rupee of raw material with A, so we will produce A in maximum, then the C will come, then the D will come, and at last B. So basically, first we will produce A, then C, then B, then D, and then B. So this is what the ranking we have calculated. Now, let's come to the, basically this is the solution of third part. Second part. Now, what is the third question? Third part. Now, prepare a statement showing profitability of 1982. Okay. So basically, now we need to calculate what would be the profit if we allocate the raw material in the given ranking. So basically, what data is given to us? Just read once. We are given that raw material cost will go up by 10%. Okay, the material has been available, maximum raw material you can say is 35 lakh. Okay, maximum sale potential of any of the four product is 40% of 1981 sale value. So I can say the maximum sale potential of any of the product can be 80 lakh multiplied by 0.4, or I can say 32 lakh. Maximum sale potential can be 32 lakh for any of the product. Okay. Now, what is the minimum sale potential? Is there anything minimum which we needed to comply? Is there any minimum quantity which we need to produce? Just read. There is nothing given regarding minimum quantity which we needed to produce. So what would be the minimum quantity? There would not be any minimum quantity. What does it mean? It means that what used to happen in the earlier question which we have solved, that there used to be some minimum quantity which we have to produce for any of the product. Now, since in this question no minimum quantity is given, what we can do, we can completely ignore one any of the product. So what we can do, we can ignore one product and apply our full resources to another, but the maximum could be 32 lakh. The maximum could be 32 lakh. And the fourth part is given that company expect to increase 5% in selling price in all product uniformly. So basically an increase in sale price can be 5%. Increase in sale price, just read it carefully, sale price. It is sale price which can be increased. Okay. Okay, so let's solve. So calculation of profit. So A, B, C, and D. Or we can, better to do D and total. Why? Because, if for fixed cost, we again need to, so B, better would be this. So the sale. Now, firstly, we need to see what should be the sale. Okay. Since what is the ranking given to us? Basically, the ranking is you should produce A, then C, then D, and then B. Or I can say you can produce A in the maximum, C with the maximum, then D, then B. So let's calculate what should be the sale value and what should be the raw material price. So this is the working note number 2. Calculation of sale value. So basically total sale value. What is the total sale value? It is 80 lakh. Now, since as per the ranking, what should we produce first? We should produce A first. So production of A, it would be maximum up to 32 lakh. Then the production of C, it would also be maximum up to 32 lakh. Now, how much is left? What's the left? So basically, we are left with only, 16 lakh. So basically, total sale value left is 16 lakh. We have produced up to this much, 64 lakh. But just see one thing. Here in this question, now supply production is completely dependent on the raw material. So let's come to working note number 3. Utilization of raw material. So total raw material available. What is the total raw material available? It is 35 lakh, if I'm not wrong. Just a second. Yes, it is 35 lakh. Now, what we can do, we can first use it for A. So utilization for A. Now, what would be the utilization of A? Just see in the question. Just see in the question. In last year, my raw material was 12.80. Okay. For A, it was 12.80. And what is given about the raw material in this question? Basically, it is saying that raw material cost can go up by 10%. So basically, raw material cost can go up by 10%. So just a second. So last year it was one. So just see that what was the utilization last year? What was the total raw material last year? And what was the utilization last year? Last year, for producing, I am saying for producing 32 lakh supply, I use 12 lakh 80,000 rupee raw material. We are doing here in term of rupee because we are not given any unit. So producing 32 lakh rupee sale, for making 32 lakh rupee sale, we are doing 12 lakh 80,000 rupees utilization of raw material. Okay. Now in this year, how many sale we are doing? We are again doing that same 32 lakh sale. But so, but here, one twist that raw material price now will go up by 10%. This 35 lakh, this already includes 10%. We are given that maximum sale potential can be, maximum raw material potential which I can avail is 35 lakh. So this 35 lakh already is 1.1%. Now, how much would be utilization for A? Now, last year for producing 32 lakh, I used 12 lakh 80,000. This year also I'm producing 32 lakh, but so my utilization would again be 12 lakh 80,000. But this year the raw material price has gone up by 10%. So calculate what would be utilization. It is 14 lakh 8,000. 14 lakh 8,000. Balance. It is 20 lakh 92,000. Now utilize for C. How much would be utilization for C? Sorry, just a second. So last year, just see the records, just look at the records of C. Raw material cost for C was 10 lakh 56,000 and sale figure was 24 lakh. So 10 lakh 56,000 divided by 24 lakh. This year I'm producing 32 lakh of C. So for 1.1, what would be the raw material cost? So 1056 divided by 24 multiplied by 32 multiplied by 1.1. It would be 1548 800. Now balance 2092. It would be 543 200. Now utilization for D. Now we'll produce D, right? Because in the ranking at the third position, D will be there. Now we'll produce D. So what would be the utilization for D? Just see that last year the raw material cost was 10 lakh 56. Sorry, it was 720 and the sale was 16. 720 and 16. This year I can produce up to 16 lakh, maximum up to 16 lakh. And again the price will be 1.1. So now just see that this value is going more than, it is coming 792,000, which is not possible, which is not possible. So maximum production of D. What is the maximum production of D? So basically 5,43,200. This is the given, uh, you know, the uh, sale raw material cost. So let's do it as per the equation in one equation way. How we are doing till now, so that it would not be a confusion. So what was the last year? Last year it was 7,20,000 divided by 16 lakh. This year the value we do not know, so it is x multiplied by 1.1. It could be maximum up to 543,200. Just solve it. 543,200 multiplied by 16 lakh. So just a second. It is 720, right? It is 543,200. So it would be 543,200 multiplied by 16 lakh divided by 1.1 divided by 720. So it is 1097,373. So x is 1097,373. Okay. So maximum production of D can be 1097,373. So cell potential of D can be maximum 1097,373. This is without adjusting the inflation, the sale price increase basically, which we are seeing. So here in working note number 2, it was of no max use. So let's see. So sale. So basically the sale can be 32 lakh maximum for A with 1.05% increase in price. It could also be 32. No, for B it is nothing. Since all the raw material is over, so B it would be nothing. It would be 32 lakh multiplied by 1.05, and it would be 1097,373, and 5% increase in sale price would be there. So let's calculate. 1097,373 multiplied by 1.05. It would be 1152,241. 1152,241.65. So you can say 242. 32 multiplied by 1.05. You can say 33,60,000, and sale would be, this would be same. Now what would be total? So total would be, it would be 7877,242. 7872,242. Now what would be the material cost? So basically material cost would be 1408, 1548, 1548, 800, and 48 would be 4543, 200. So 1408 multiplied by 1548, 800. Sorry, 140800 plus 1548, 800 plus 543, 200, 35. Now other variable costs. Now what we will do with other variable costs? So what is given about other variable cost? So basically other variable cost, there is no inflation in the other variable cost. So other variable cost would be of the same ratio as it was there in the last year. So in last year it was 1056 for a sale of 24 lakh. Okay, and since in last year as well the sale was 32 lakh, so it would be same. So before inflation, let's calculate before inflation uh, sale price, and as per that we'll calculate the other variable cost. So last year it was 12.8 for 32, and this year as well it is 32, so it would be 12 lakh 80,000. Correct. Now for this, last year it was 1056 for 24, 10.56 for 24. So for 32 it would be 14.08. uh, we have calculated it here as well, 1408. Hmm. Yes, so it is 1408, which is without inflation material. Okay, now for last it was 720 for 16. Last year it was 7.2 for 16. For this year it is 1097 373. So what would be this year? It would be 493818. So calculate 12 lakh 80,000 plus 1408 plus 493 818. It is 31 81 818. So what is the figure of contribution? It is 672. So we have calculated the contribution. Now it is 1190,424. 1190,424. Okay. Now what is the things left? So let's see. So basically fixed cost is left now. So is there any change in the fixed cost? Uh, Actually, nothing is given about the fixed cost. So fixed cost would be same as earlier. So the cost, fixed cost would be 10 lakh. Net profit for the year, it would be 1,90,424. It is the answer. Okay, so this was very good question. Uh, we have calculated the profit figure. So this would be the profit for the year. For the next year, I think it is 1982, and the profit for 1981 was 136. So this year the profit is increasing. Okay, so this is the solution. Now it was really good question. Now let's come to the next question. Just a second. So the next question is question number 20. Just a second. Hold for a minute. So let's see question number 20. So PS Limited has a productive capacity of 2 lakh units of product DHC per annum. Okay, the company estimates its normal capacity utilization 90% for 1986-87. The variable cost are 22 per unit, and the fixed factory overhead were budgeted at 7,22,000 per annum. Variable selling overhead amounted to 6 rupee per unit, and selling fixed expenses were budgeted at 5,04,000. The operating data for the year 1986-87 are as under. So basically production, sales, and opening stock data is given to us. Now, the cost analysis revealed an excess spending of the variable factory overhead to the extent of 80,000. Okay. So basically, in the next year, what is the estimate that there would be an excessive spending of the factory overhead to the extent 80,000. There are no variants in other costs. So determine the budgeted break-even point for 86-87. So this is again a good question. So it is illustration. It is determine the budgeted break-even point for 1986-87. So determination of just a second. Budgeted break even. Okay. So what is the fixed cost? So let's calculate. So total fixed cost. So basically there are two fixed costs, production and selling. What is the production fixed cost? The production fixed cost given is 7,20,000. Not production, it is factory. So factory fixed cost is 7,20,000 and selling fixed cost is 5,04,000. So total fixed cost is 12,24,000. It is total fixed cost. Now total variable cost. It is again the factory cost and the selling cost. So what is the factory variable cost? It is 22 and it is 6. So total variable cost is 28. Total variable cost is 28. Now, one second. Yes. So total variable cost is 28. Now, what is the formula of the break-even point? So break-even point is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Okay. So basically, calculation of contribution per unit. So sale price is given. It is 40 rupee per unit. The variable cost is 28. So contribution per unit is 12. So break even point in units. I hope you guys know how to calculate break even point in units and break even point in value. So for value, it would be fixed cost divided by PV ratio. And for break even, it would be fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So it is 12,24,000 divided by 12. So it would be 1,02,000 units. So this is the answer of first part. Now, the second part, what increase in price would have been necessary to achieve the budgeted profit? Okay, so let's calculate the budgeted profit first. Portion number B. Since we are given the following data, just a second. So we are given the budgeted data. Okay, basically the budgeted sales are given, budgeted, you know, basically costs are given. So basically, as per budgeted cost, we have calculated the budgeted contribution, which is 12 rupee per unit. And what is the budgeted sale? So budgeted sale. So budgeted sale figure is total value is total sale, basically total capacity is 2 lakh and normal capacity is 90%. So budgeted sale is 1,80,000. Okay. So budgeted contribution. What is the budgeted contribution? So budgeted contribution is 1,80,000 multiplied by 12, or it is 21,60,000. And the other thing is budgeted cost. budgeted fixed cost. So budgeted fixed cost is 12 lakh 22 to 4,000. So budgeted profit, it is 9 lakh 36,000. This is my budgeted profit. Now what the question is asking, question is basically asking us to calculate increase in price would have been necessary to achieve the budgeted profits. How much increase in price? So basically for that, we first need to calculate what is the current profit. For that, we first need to calculate what is the profit. Then only we can, calculate how, what increase in price should be there. So firstly, we need to calculate as per current method, what should be the, what is basically the price. Just hold a second. I need to uh, put it for the charger. Just hold for a minute. Oh, yes, guys, let's resume. So let's see. Basically, we have calculated the budgeted profit and what the question is asking us. Let's see. The question is basically asking us to calculate what should be the increase in price necessary to achieve the budgetary profit. Basically, just see in the changed scenario. In the changed scenario, what the things are. Basically, there is no change in the fixed cost, but there is 80,000 change in the variable cost. So let's and further, there is one change, which is the change in you can say the units which is produced. So basically now only 15,000 units are produced. So I can say required sale price, sale price for same profit, or I can say contribution, because fixed cost is not changed in this question. So contribution, what is the contribution per unit? So contribution per unit is 21 lakh 60,000 divided by 51 lakh 50,000, because now we require 21 lakh 60,000 contribution from 1 lakh 50,000 units. So basically, if you see, we require 14 rupee 40 paise contribution per unit. The variable cost is 28, and additional variable cost, there would be additional variable cost, which would be 80,000 divided by 1 lakh 50,000. It would be 0.5333. So additional variable cost, since you see in the question, what is given about additional variable cost? The cost analysis revealed an excess spending of the variable factory overhead to the extent 80,000. So per unit, we are having excessive spending of 53 paisa. So new sale price should be, it should be how much? It should be 42.93 paise. So this is the answer of second part. Now let's come to the C part. It is asking us to calculate the profitability of 1986-87 using marginal costing and absorption costing. So let's see. Profitability of 1986-87 using marginal costing. So how we'll calculate the profit of 1986-87 using marginal costing? What basically marginal costing is, if you forgot, let's see. So basically marginal costing is the where we consider variable cost only, where we consider primarily variable cost. Okay, fixed costs are usually not taken for the purpose of the calculations. So let's see. So the sales 1,50,000 multiplied by 40, you can see it would be 60 lakh. Now sales minus now sales minus variable cost of production. So what is the production? Basically, we have done the production of 1,60,000 units. Correct. So we have done the production of 1,60,000 units. Just a second. Yes. So total production is 1,60,000 and the variable cost was 22. So it is 1,60,000 multiplied by 22. So it would be 35,20,000. Additional variable cost. Additional variable cost, which is 80,000 given specifically to us. Okay. Now the other cost would be the selling cost. Okay. So what is the selling cost? Selling variable cost. So selling variable cost, how much units we are selling? We are selling only 1,50,000 units. Sale cost is 6. So it would be 9 lakh. Correct. Now there are two figures, very important figures due to which we are doing the question. One is the opening stock. The second one is closing stock. Now see, listen very carefully. What used to be done for opening stock? If I am talking about the production, what we used to do with the opening stock? Opening stock used to be subtracted. If you assume a balance sheet in your mind, or I can say profit and loss, not even not balance sheet, profit and loss. If you assume profit and loss, the sale would be at the credit side, the opening stock would be at the debit side. So what we used to do with the opening stock is subtracted from the sale. Closing stock is added in the sale. So I would say this is, I would say opening stock. Now I am talking about opening stock. Opening stock is of last year. Opening stock value is 10,000 units and production cost would be 22. I would not take selling cost for the opening stock. I hope you guys know, because it is not sold. Opening stock is not sold. Not sold means that opening stock was in my stock at the opening. It was not sold at the very beginning. Okay. So since when it was there in my stock, only production cost happened in that on that material. Probably it might got sold, but if it is sold, it has already been considered here. Okay. So opening stock cost would be 2,20,000 and add closing stock cost. Now closing stock is 20,000. What would be the closing stock cost? Just see very carefully that the closing stock, basically what is the production cost, total production cost, which we have incurred till date. Basically the total production cost is 36 lakh. Why we have not taken 80,000 in opening stock? Because 80,000 happened this year only. 80,000 happened this year. It didn't occur last year. Okay. So I would say the total production cost which incurred on the closing stock is, in the total stock, is 36 lakh. And I am saying this 36 lakh incur on 1,60,000 units. So what would be on 20,000 units? Easy. Divide by 1,60,000 multiply by 20,000. So it is 4,50,000. I hope you guys got this point. This is really important how we calculated this. Basically 3,60,000 is the total production cost. We are again not taking selling cost because closing stock is not sold. That's why it's in my stock. Opening stock at the beginning, since it was not sold last year, that's why it was in my stock. So that's why for both the costs, we have not taken the selling cost. Okay. And since it is marginal costing, we are not considering fixed cost. Okay. So let's calculate contribution. What is the contribution? So 60 lakh minus 36 lakh minus 9 lakh minus 2 lakh 20,000 plus 4 lakh 50,000, 17 lakh 30,000. It is 17 lakh 30,000 is contribution. Now, at the last, for the purpose of calculating profit, what is the fixed cost? So fixed cost was 12 lakh 24,000, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it was 12 lakh 24,000 and with no change. So the profit would be uh, 5 lakh 6,000. So this is profitability using marginal costing. Now, calculation of profitability using absorption costing. So the sale would be same, 60 lakh. Now, variable production overhead. So variable production overhead, it would be same. It is 36 lakh. I am writing here together. Okay, a clubbed figure. So it is 36 lakh. Now, since it is absorption costing, fixed cost and variable cost are not bifurcated, we do not specifically take variable costs. So that's why we are writing production overhead and then fixed production overhead. So fixed production overhead would be same. How much it would be? It would be, what was the fixed production overhead last year? It was 7 lakh 20,000. 7 lakh 20,000. Very nice. Now, variable selling overhead, it was 9 lakh. It would still be 9 lakh. I mean, we have already calculated it in the last part now. So that's why I'm writing it. Okay. Now, fixed selling overhead, it would be 5 lakh 4,000. Now, very important thing. Opening stock. Since it is absorption costing, we will take both. Both what? Both fixed cost and variable cost for the purpose of calculating opening stock figure. What is basically, since we are taking the previous year figure, we are taking basically budgeted cost. Okay, so let's see what was the production cost last year. What was the production cost last year? So production cost was 35 lakh 20,000. No, just a second. Production cost was 22 rupees. Okay, it was 22 rupees for how many units? Basically, what was the budgeted units? I'm saying the budgeted units were, mm, just a second, 1,80,000. Correct. And what was the fixed cost for the budgeted units? The fixed cost was 7,20,000. Correct. It was for 1,80,000 units. Correct. For 10,000 units, what would be the figure? It is simple. I hope you guys got this point. Just see how the budgets are prepared. Budgets are prepared based on the previous year figures. Okay, what was the basically let's forget what was the previous year figure. Let's see that basically 7 lakh 20 to 20,000 was the fixed cost. Okay, and this fixed cost should be absorbed by 1 lakh 80,000. Basically this 7 lakh 20 to 20,000 figure, that was somewhere adopted from some, one particular number. It was saying that it should be for 1 lakh 80,000. It was basically prepared as per the last budget because it should be prepared. It is how the things are prepared. So if 7 lakh 20,000 for is for 1 lakh 80,000, then the budgeted cost should be 4 rupees. Okay, the budgeted fixed cost, it should be 4 rupees. The budgeted variable cost, we already know it is 22. So it should be 26. And for 10,000, it should be 2,60,000. Easy. Okay, now calculate it. It would be same. Okay, now closing stock. So closing stock would be calculated as per this year figure. So total it is 3,60,000 plus 70,000. So it is 43,20,000. So it is, let's calculate, 36 lakh plus 7,20,000. If it is for 1,60,000 units, then what it would be for 20,000 units? So 43 point would be 5.4, 5,40,000. Okay, so we have taken the fixed cost, variable cost, opening and closing stock. So the profit figure. Now what would be the profit? So profit would be, it would be 5,56,000. So why the profit and profit figure under both the schemes are different? Just because of opening and closing stock. We have used the different methods to calculate opening and closing stock. In marginal costing, we have just considered variable cost, but in absorption costing, we considered fixed as variable cost. So that's why these figures are different. So this is the answer. We have answered all the three questions given are asked in the question. So guys, we have done 2 questions in this lecture. I hope you got both the questions. So this is all from my side for the day. Have a very nice day. Have a very good care of yourself. Bye bye.